The Sanchar Saathi has been active since 2023. So far, the app has been optional, but now the government wants phone makers to pre-install the app on all new devices. The mandate says that it must appear at first switch on, it cannot be deleted at the system level, and phones already in the supply chain will receive the app through a software update. So what has this app done so far? Well, according to the government's website, the app has helped disconnect 1.75 crore fraudulent mobile connections. More than 42 lakh stolen phones have been blocked and 26 lakh devices have been traced, and about 7.5 lakh stolen phones have been recovered and returned. 2.5 lakh reports of scams have been lodged on the website. All this while sharing information on the website, and the app was voluntary. But once this app becomes mandatory, here's what it will be able to access. On Android devices, it can read the IMEI number, which is the unique number of a handset, along with that SIM details, basic device information. Now, if a user reports a fraud attempt, it can access call and SMS logs as well. It also uses the camera and file access when evidence is uploaded, and may send an SMS for verification and registration. But on iPhones, permissions are limited to camera and file access only. Now, the published policy says that the app does not take location, microphone input, contact lists, browsing history, or biometric data. But any expansion on what data can be accessed in the future would only require a software update. Now, phone manufacturers have raised practical concerns. The 90-day deadline is difficult because software development, testing, and certification cycles take much longer. Apple, known globally for its privacy framework, plans to convey the concerns to the government. Android's global OS principles also do not align with the idea of non-removable system app. This brings up a wider question. Is Sanchar Saathi evolving into a digital kavach for users, as the intention is stated by the government, or does it push the country toward a Big Brother style environment? Well, the telecom minister has said that the users can opt out of the app, but this adds complexities because Android's rules do not allow governments or manufacturers to add permanent apps with privileged permissions. That's a system that forces installation first and offers an opt-out later, does not match Android's definition of consent, and it does not meet the standard definition of informed consent either. On the legal front, the mandate is being viewed through the triple test that was laid out by the Supreme Court. In a landmark verdict in 2017, a 9-judge bench of the Supreme Court made it clear that any invasion of privacy must be done through a legislation. It needs to have a legitimate aim, it needs to have legality, and the action must be proportional. This decision to make Sanchar Saathi app mandatory is not being done through legislation, but rather via an executive action by the telecom department. Stopping cyber fraud is, of course, a legitimate aim, but is a mandatory app on all smartphones the only way to crack down on cyber fraud? Is the action proportional to the issue in question? That is what we'll be looking forward to.
Well, thanks so much for tuning in to CNBC TV 18. Make sure you follow us and stay updated on all our social media platforms.